Hey there, welcome back. Now let us implement our changes regarding throttling class. That means let us apply the changes regarding throttling class. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import this inside my REST framework. Let me copy this one, get back here, and these are all comments. Let me add it here. So this is our current default authentication class, and this is going to be our classes regarding throttle, and this is going to be throttle rate. So let me change throttle rate to 1 per day for now so I can test them. Maybe 3 per day for registered user and 1 per day for non-registered user. Save this one. Now these are applied globally. So currently all the views that we have are following anon rate throttle as well as user rate throttle condition. Let me test this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to access this detail page. So if I jump onto my Postman, here we have this 5/review. So we have a review. Okay, we have a review with this is the movie 5th, and we are going to access all the reviews that this current movie have, which is ID 5. Now here if I send this request, this is successful. If I send this request again, you can see I got an error that request was throttle expected available in this amount of second. So if I just jump here on my code part, you can see for anon rate we added 1 request per day. Now these are the second remaining to reconsider it, and you also got to know about a new error or status code, which is 429 too many requests. Now let me do one thing. Let me add a new condition, which is authorization part. So let me copy my token here, authorization, get into header, add this information, and also copy my token. Now if I send a request, you can see I'm able to accept it. Send a request again, send a request again. I have sent 3 requests till now. If I send the 4th request, I'm going to get a detail message, which is request was throttled, expected available in X amount of second. So that's how I'm going to restrict these number of requests on each of my view. Now there is more to cover. So if I jump back here on my throttling class, this was something that we have applied globally. So if I try to access anything else now, I'm going to get this error again. So if I just jump onto this watch 5, and if I try to send a request, I'm not able to access it because this throttle is counted totally. So I can send total 3 requests per day, not each class but total. So that means if I have spent 3 requests here, I cannot send a request here or here. This was total. Now that's all for global setting. Let us talk about the local setting. That means controlling each view class. So if I jump here, scroll down a bit, here if we need to add local setting, we just need to mention this class, but make sure to remove it from your settings.py itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment this. That's done. And now I am going to mention which class to restrict and which to not. So maybe I don't want to add any restriction regarding throttling to this URL, but I want to restrict for reviews. So I want restriction over reviews, but I don't want restriction over movie list or watch list. So let us do that. Let me add my authorization condition first. So let me copy this. Now here I don't want any condition over my movie section, my watch list section, but I want condition for my reviews part. So if I send a request, this is working fine because we have muted this, we have commented this. Now let me add specific condition to specific class. Let me jump here. First, let me import this setting, which is user throttle as well as anon throttle. Get here. And this is user rate throttle, and this is going to be anon rate throttle. These are done. Let me add this condition to both review list as well as review detail. And I'm going to use this throttle class. And here I just need to mention. So I'm going to import both of them. That means I'm going to add restriction for both registered user as well as anonymous user. Save this one. So let me get back. Remember, this is going to be the same restriction. Let me try to do this as 5 and this as 10. Save this one again. So now let us test for our reviews part. So if I send a request 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now you can see I got an error. That means I have added a restriction towards my review section. Now it's according to us how we handle this. We can change this anon rate as well as this user rate. So these rates are counted together. Now if I try to copy this one and add it to any other class, they are counted together. So currently I have tried to send this request towards 5/review, which is review list. But maybe if I want to access a specific review, suppose I jump here and try to access a specific review, which is review ID 12, or maybe this review ID 9. If I try to access this specific review, I cannot do that. Why? Because we are adding request all together. If I have spent my request somewhere else, more or less, it will be counted all together. Maybe I have a restriction of 10 units, 10 requests. I spent 9 here and 1 here. That's done. And we cannot spend more requests. Or maybe I have spent 5 here or 5 here. That's done. So they are counted together, which is pretty important to know. And most students are unaware about this. So that's the first important part regarding throttling. I hope you got the idea how to add them. And if you're using class-based view, you just need to use this. Now in the next lecture, let us talk about how to customize it and also discuss about scope rate throttle, which will help you to customize everything in terms of every single view. So maybe you want to restrict this for 10 number of time and restrict this for 5 number of time. Or the best example is one user can post only 1 review per day, but they can read 10 reviews per day. So we are going to implement that. So that means there will be different number of requests on different view classes. I hope this lecture was helpful. Thank you for following, and in the next lecture let us implement what we have discussed just now.